to stop in, and this is almost like this is a part 2. This is a part 2 to Texas is under spiritual attack. And not many people watch that video, but I'm going to put this out a little bit more bluntly, and I'm calling out every pastor in the state of Texas, every so-called Christian believer in the state of Texas. I want to bring this to your attention in a very bold and direct way. Okay? And it's really a warning to you guys. It's a warning. Okay? If you're paying attention to everything that's going on economically and politically and socially in the entertainment industry, with the Epstein file, with the Diddy file, some people think that's insignificant, but how do you say it? It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's not coming out. Au contraire. Okay? It's very important. It's all connected. Have you even wondered why Texas has been so silent? The ones you want to look for are the ones who are being the most quiet. Why is Texas so quiet? For those of you who are spiritual, I'm going to ask you to go in the spirit and find out. So, there's an uprising, and it's very quiet and it's very inconspicuous. And don't think that Texas is not connected to the Epstein file. Don't think that for 1 minute. Texas has a huge trafficking problem. And it wasn't that long ago, within the last 10 years, they were literally driving around Texas in vans, snatching women up. Do you understand me? My daughter has dealt with that in the last 10 years. And it's traumatized my daughter. She has a certain level of cautiousness and fear that I've been working on with her. They were literally driving around snatching kids up as they walked to school. There are things that take place on Texas that no one knows about, and it never even hits the news. One example, my son, one of my sons, ended up in jail back in, I'll say about 7 years ago. And he ran into an old high school friend. And he asked him why was the high school friend in jail. And he said him and this girl were going to rob somebody. So they met at this gas station. And he didn't plan on shooting anybody. And things went wrong, and he accidentally shot the boy and shot off half of his head. It never hit the news. My son's mouth fell open because this is his friend that he went to school with. It never hit the news in Austin, Texas. Never made it to the light of day. The child I told you about that was dropped off at Dell's Children's Hospital, and it wasn't I didn't talk about that in the Texas Under Attack video. I talked about it on other videos when I talked about trafficking and all of that stuff. That was scurrying on the ground like an animal. Ran through the hospital. And moving so fast nobody could find him. Never made the news. Never made the light of day. There are a lot of things nurses and doctors see. It's confidentiality. We can't say nothing. But it should be made aware to the public. And it's not. It's things going on in Texas, y'all. And it's under radar. And I'm telling you now. And you just literally watch them shut down a Muslim community trying to implement Sharia law, a whole nother law in our country, in our state, over in Dallas, Fort Worth area. Why were they able to do that? They have witch fests and conferences at the state capitol. And one is coming up again this year. Comes every year. Ain't heard nobody condemn it. Ain't heard nobody stand up against it. But yeah, y'all praying. Praying for the city. Praying for the state. What are you battling against? What is your aim? What are you aiming at? So my daughter calls me. This is 3 days ago. Hear me. My daughter works for the IRS here in Austin, Texas. And she tells me there's this coworker and her desk is filled with demons, like little bobbleheads and little figurines and posters and of Baphomet. Yes, I said Baphomet. All them little hexagon ritual things all over her desk. And in the center of her desk, she posted the First Amendment. Do you hear me? And the IRS staff and supervisors have not asked her to take it down. Do you hear me? So, this person is walking around, and I had to educate my daughter. And people think I'm playing when I talk about casting out demons and standing your ground in spirituality. She says this girl walk around all over the office saying, in the name of Satan, I have the right, and you practice your religion, I should be able to practice mine. And that's the avenue that they want to use, is that I have rights to speak and you can't shut me up, even if I am a devil worshiper and Satan is the ruler of my soul. She said this coworker literally walks around talking like that. And she walks around causing havoc, gossiping, manipulating, kind of nitpicking. And my daughter says, well, Mom, I noticed what she was doing. And so I prayed all over my desk. And something must have happened because she don't come around me too much no more. But the thing that got me, I said, so what do, I said, are there more Christians there? Yeah. I said, so what do y'all do when this demon is walking around telling y'all that it's going to say what it wants to say because it has a First Amendment right? What are y'all doing when this devil is literally walking around, y'all, with Baphomet all over itself and its desk, telling y'all who their Most High is and who they serve? What do y'all say? Well, they don't say anything. We just all look at her weird. Y'all have a First Amendment right as well. See, you have to understand, what I don't do is play with demons. And if you've been paying attention to what has taken place with my father and his passing and his widow, I don't play with demons in people, especially people who don't want to repent. I can see past the flesh and I can see you. And I don't care who calls me crazy. And like I directed my daughter, use your First Amendment rights. In the name of Jesus, Satan, you are under my feet. You have no authority here. Jesus Christ will rule this IRS. And I had to explain to her what spiritual battle is versus a natural physical battle. You can go to your managers all you want. And if the only thing they're looking at is the law of this land, the law of Caesar, you will never win that battle. And the finances of this state, of Texas, y'all keep playing if you want to. Y'all keep playing church if you want to. Those of y'all who so much love Texas. John Hagee, the Jakeses, Olsteins. All of y'all. And I'm not saying maybe you weren't aware of it. I don't know. But I'm telling you what's going on in Austin, Texas. While y'all teaching, you need to teach how to stand up to these demons who are going to be demanding First Amendment rights. And they think Christians are supposed to stand back and say nothing. See, that's the problem, because Christians don't walk around. True spirit-filled men and women of God don't walk around in the spirit. You're too busy catering to the flesh and what people see with their eyes. The dark comprehends not the light. I had no problem calling the widow out for what she was chanting and speaking over my family, my father. I don't play like that. And I don't need nobody believes me. Because as you can see, I'm living life quite well and peacefully. Okay? So, I don't need approval or validation. I need to stay in my assignment and in alignment with my calling and my authority as I teach my children. So all y'all demon worshipers and all y'all Baphomet worshipers and all y'all that's into that, I'm the last person you want to come around. Because the moment you hit my environment, all of your falsehoods is going to fall off and you're going to feel naked and embarrassed. And you will remember that experience around me for the rest of your life. Okay? So y'all Texans, Texas is quiet for a reason. And it ain't because we just doing so well. There's a game plan. There is a game plan. And it's not hitting the news. There's people trying to take over this state. And who are they using to do it? This is another example. I was working for Hiatus Spa in Austin, Texas, down on 5th Street in the 5th Commons. Beautiful spa. Beautiful spa. I love their whole setup. And there were estheticians and massage therapists and nail techs and med spa. We had the full package. But there were some people there that practiced witchcraft. They walked around with their charms on. They come in looking all dark and all that and da-da-da. I know what I was looking at. Now, I talk to them. I work with them. I treated them with respect. As long as they didn't start that stuff. Because you start that stuff, my light is going to shine and it's going to read you. So I've managed to learn how to control my power, how to control my energy, how to control my light according to the threat, the level of the threat. But I brought it to the attention of the owners. And I said, you have people here practicing witchcraft. And I said, I will never get a service by any of them because I don't know what kind of services they giving. And people are under the assumption that people who practice witchcraft and are into all that demonic stuff, that they look a certain way. So tell me, how does Beyonce look to you? And she right in your face with it. How does Erykah Badu look to you? How does Jay-Z look to, how does Diddy look to you? What is it you're expecting? And they look so good. But what you don't see, oh, they're not demon worshipers, they're not this, they're not that. That's because you don't see what they do behind closed doors. I do that because sometimes common sense, use it. And now you see everything he was doing in the background. They didn't cover it all. They touched the Jaguar, right, hit it, but they didn't touch on all of it. They didn't talk about all the kids that they unalived. They didn't talk about all the kids that they molested and trafficked and sold. They still haven't covered what happened to Diddy's white adopted daughter. Why aren't they speaking on that? The children. They all around Texas snatching up children. All them immigrants they got up, they got free bodies, a whole free body count. All y'all Christians and churchgoers, what are you praying on? What are you looking at? Because I guarantee you they connected to the Epstein file and the Diddy file. I guarantee you. What are you praying for? What are you battling for? What are you tarrying for? Pay somebody's house note? Help somebody get out of an abusive relationship, maybe? All of that's fine and dandy. But we having economic issues. We having issues with people trying to take over this country. That's going to all these cities causing problems. It starts in the spirit realm. It starts in the spirit realm, and you got demons exercising the First Amendment. Teach your people how to speak, how to see, and know what they're doing when they come up against these demons. So I asked the owners of Hiatus Spa, I said, it's going to be interesting. What are you guys going to do when all these demonic practitioners in the beauty industry begin to tell you they have a First Amendment right to practice witchcraft as they service your clients? I never got a response, and I understand why. They probably thought I was strange. They probably thought nobody asked that kind of question. They probably thought, that'll never happen. They probably thought it was nothing to be concerned about. Maybe it's because they're not Christian. Maybe it's because they don't care about souls and spirits. Even though it's a wellness center and I'm a holistic practitioner in the beauty industry. So I have to look at the spirit and the soul. I bring wellness. I bring healing. I bring wholeness. I bring education. They never responded to that question. And here it is. My daughter is telling me. They posted that First Amendment on their desk. This was 3 days ago. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. Texas ain't being quiet for no reason. And Trump ain't, y'all ain't figured out why Trump ain't hitting Texas so hard. He done hit everywhere else. Why he ain't hitting Texas so hard? Have y'all even looked or thought about that? Wake up.